about.
Yeah, I, as y'all could tell already, we got Patty in the building and shit. She kind of
now
jumped in
you're
front of the
recording?
intro. So yeah, it's the No Invite Podcast, Season 2, the Level Up, Episode 45. 45 in the building, folks. Fish, how you doing? We got the best kept secret. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
That's right. And then we already know we got producer Patty, aka P Hands, aka you know what I'm saying, what we say earlier, the therapist.
Shut up.
Like, yeah,
Just shut up.
yeah, all right. Anyways, y'all know who that is. We got
AKA
producer
my
Patty
new
in the building.
bestie.
Yeah,
Let's throw
they
that
teaming
in
up
there.
against me, y'all. Just know that now. Just know that now. You're gonna see my grip slowly loosening from this whole thing, and they're gonna take over, and that's okay. And I'm good with that, though. That's good.
The blob.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
The what?
That's an old reference. See, I'm an old person. Like, I'm telling you, I feel it. Like,
Oh God, that's
I
how
can
my son
relate.
is.
Yes.
He
I can
referencing stuff from
relate.
old. I'm like, what?
Patty's
When I was
washed.
younger, I used to watch Nick at Night. And they had like Bewitched, I Love Lucy, the Bob Newhart Show,
So-
Mary
Patty,
Tyler
what year were you
Moore,
born?
Taxi,
What year?
89.
See, Patty's a low key though. Like, she's like a '90s baby for real though. And you gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Like, she's a real '90s baby because all that stuff. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm an '80s baby, so all that stuff was on reruns on regular TV.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to her generation, that shit went to Nick at Night.
Yeah, I was a
But it was still
Nickelodeon
reruns,
kid.
and you know, when you're a kid, you're on Nickelodeon first, and then at nighttime when the Nickelodeon's over and it switches to Nick at Night, they got all the old school black and white shows, the
I
Leave
used
It
to
to
watch
Beavers and all that
those
shit.
I love them.
I
Like,
love Bewitched.
Patty
I
was-
used to try to move
Patty
my
was
nose like her.
she tried to be the Brady Bunch kid, the lost
No,
Brady Bunch kid.
I don't even like the Brady Bunch too much, but I loved I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched. I Love Lucy,
Yeah.
of course. You know, I love Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Like,
Well, you know, shout out to the classics, you know what I'm saying? Good old, you know, ain't nothing like good old racist TV, you know what I'm saying, from back in the day.
Hey, I was looking at these shows and I was like, and even listening to lyrics, I was like, if shit like this would have came out today, everything would be canceled. Like, all of my favorites, I'm like, they make hella sexual innuendos, hella racist comments. Like, it was just a thing and it wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like, oh my God, these people are hella sensitive.
Oh, you know what? I think
or
it's.
were we ignorant?
What do you
That's a
think?
good
What do you
debate.
think is the reason why everybody's so sensitive nowadays, though? As far as when it comes to stuff like that, like, don't get me wrong, behind the sensitivity there is real topics and issues, but I
No,
feel
there
like
is.
people use those real topics and issues in order to get people out the way, for whatever reasons, like whether they disrespect the culture, but it's just like anything else. You gotta
Or
understand.
Is it just so embedded in our culture that it's normal to us, and we don't even see it?
That's
we call
true.
it oversensitive.
No. You're right.
I understand
I
that
think-
there is also a sensitivity issue as well within our culture.
I think there's like, okay, so I think
Yeah,
across
I
the
agree with
board,
that.
there's like an issue with understanding limits. There's always that one person that will take it too fucking far, and you be like, bro, you just ruined it for all of us.
Yeah.
But there's also the people that are, I think the only difference is, to me, back in the day, it was almost like laughing at your pain. This was how, it was our outlet for how we was dealing with
coped.
it. And even if we didn't cope with it in the best way, it was how we coped with the bullshit that was happening around us. So then, like, even, okay, like the word retarded. We don't use that word no more.
Yeah,
we
for
use
sure.
mentally disabled. But do you remember, did you ever watch In Living Color?
Oh yeah, for sure. They had
Okay, remember like Fire Marshal Bill?
Fire Marshal Bill,
Or the-
Handyman.
Yes, and they were like, never underestimate the power of the handicap.
Yeah.
Like, all that stuff, it actually was comical, but on some level, it's like, oh no.
That's
Actually-
a bit insensitive. That's a bit.
Yeah, that's like,
That's
that's kind of rude.
Like,
It
you
could
kind of
offend somebody.
out of all this shit to make fun of, you could have kind of left that out. Like, there's no reason to make fun of that
I just
shit.
think
Like,
sometimes it's,
And
you
see,
got-
back then that was kind of like that was accepted.
But I think
on
also
levels.
back then,
So,
you got to
it's like,
remember
I
where
don't
we're
know.
coming from, right? So we're coming from people being comfortable with, like, people used to be, like, outwardly sexist, outwardly racist, outwardly everything, and people didn't give a fuck. There was no rules, there was no nothing. So our step down was, I'm going to just laugh at it. I'm going to make a joke out of it.
just like they teach you anything else. It's like when
Yeah.
someone tries to hurt you, you laugh at it. You, like, you know, when they try to cause you pain or they try to, like, insult you, you know, that old saying is like, you know, well, of course, I mean, we were taught a little different, but you know what I mean? You know, you laugh at it, or you laugh at them when they're making fun of you and they see it don't affect you no more, than they find something else to laugh at. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
or make
I
fun
didn't
of.
do that though.
I didn't do that neither, actually. But I mean, it is a thing, though. I'm sure.
Yeah, no.
It's a thing for some people.
Some people, and I mean, in some instances, it does apply because sometimes it ain't really like. It's a different type of situation. It ain't so much just blatant disrespect. You feel me? It's something where you're just like, you think that's funny now.
And then some stuff is just purely, I don't want to call it ignorance, but I will say ignorance is bliss. Some people used to do stuff or act certain ways just because they genuinely didn't know. It wasn't like a personal, like, I'm trying to be this person. But I even think about some of our cartoons, like, come on now, we used to watch,
a lot of shit from back there was
hella
out of pocket.
inappropriate.
There's a lot
Baby
of
kids,
cartoons.
hella inappropriate.
There's a lot of cartoons out now, Pixar movies, that I'm
Yeah.
like, this is for kids. Wow.
Yeah.
But our movies were like that as well. We were watching stuff like Ren and Stimpy and things like that.
Yeah,
Like,
shit
what
that you're like, yo, with
Every
a lot of
generation
adult
has
themes.
I love Ren and Stimpy though. Like I
I
used
was
to
a
really
Nickel-
be
a
like
Nickelodeon
Stimpy.
Nickelodeon kid, and that's kind of twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, out there with this whole cancel culture shit and the way things are, I think we're just growing as humans, and you gotta think of it. We haven't had TV for that long. We haven't had social media for that
Less
long,
than
or the
100
internet for that
years.
long.
Yeah.
So before then, our perspective of the world was just a little bit smaller because you didn't really know what it was going. I mean, even though you might imagine it, you didn't really know what was going on in another city, in
Right.
another state. You didn't really know the culture and how things go there unless you went out and fucking visited, right? So I think that now that we had all these advances in technology where the world just got smaller and we're able to see things on a global level now, even if a lot of people still don't, but I'm saying they're able to get shit and ideas and hear about things and movements from other parts of the world or other states that they wouldn't normally do, is now we're realizing exactly like how inappropriate you are, because there's like, to give it a lighter frame, look at what I'm saying, is like a smaller scale. It's like you and your friends, you have your inner circle, you guys have your own sayings, you have your own your inner your what do you call that? Your I don't know why I'm brain farting right now.
Slayer
circle?
No, like your
inner
joke. It's a
slang?
personal joke, or it's a, you know what I mean? It's one of those jokes that only we
Inside
get.
joke.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know why I'm brain farting. Here, you want one? Because it looks like you're looking for one. Because you're looking at me and then you're looking at the tequila shit. It's like, oh, it's so frosty.
I
Anyways,
was looking at it like this bottle is so pretty.
that's why I said. So look,
I
I
would
think
never say when. I'm the wrong person to ask that to.
Okay.
just you might as well fill her up and shit after that. So look, what I'm saying basically is like this. So as a society and as just a global community period in general, right? We're learning how to have these tools, and we're learning that what might be cool in our own little circle because it's our inside joke or it's just the culture out here, and it might not be cool too though. A lot of shit ain't cool. A lot of shit is old way of thinking that just needs to be thrown out, period. But it doesn't really translate always well to the global
Right.
or the collective, as far as the whole area where you at. Yeah, just because me and my friends joke and talk shit to each other in a certain way, I know people that say racist shit to each other at work, and it's never with disrespect. That's how they
Right.
play with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like they both like mutually are cool with that. I don't play those games, period, because I don't ever want anybody to misconstrue that with me. So I tell them straight. I was like, I don't play that. Don't say nothing about my people in front of me. You know, if y'all talk about each other like that, I don't give a fuck if you play with him and he's whatever. Just don't say that. You know what I mean? And for the most part, like I said, it's respectful because no one really does that. No one's at the jobs like saying it to somebody that he don't like that shit. You could tell, like, and you know what I mean. It's only
Right.
people only playing with each other, but that doesn't translate well to the overall community. If you was to see their jokes and somebody was to film it and put it online, people ain't gonna understand that.
That's why I feel like there's this like this level of respect that I feel like people don't have, right? If I joke with you and I'm having a personal conversation with you, and let's say she walked past and she hear it, the concept I don't understand is if I'm talking to you and you weren't offended, but somebody else walked past and they're offended, why are you even in my conversation?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, I was always taught to mind your business, but at the same time, if it's loud enough for me to hear it, just like you. If you hear someone walking by and it's loud enough for you to hear it, I mean, you can't turn your ears off, right?
I can't.
Now it is a choice.
I'm not about to go to HR about it.
No, you're right. You're right about that. See, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Remember we were talking about earlier about having a choice in a situation.
Right.
It's like you have a choice in every situation of whether it escalates or whether it which way you want it to go. Like, do you really want to take it there and that far over something that really wasn't targeted towards you? It wasn't about you, and maybe you found it offensive, but you didn't choose to say nothing to them. Like, they could ask you, like, what are you guys talking about? You know what I'm saying? You could have been like, oh, I was talking to them about this random shit. Oh, okay, whatever.
Right.
And that's only if you really felt that way. But what I'm saying is that that's a little extra. Like I said, hey, nobody at work is out of pocket like that. Like I said, and when I say racist, I don't mean like super out of pocket.
Racist. Did you see the video
it's just,
about
you know,
the dude
shit
at
that wouldn't
McDonald's
be
that was calling
appropriate
the girl a
nowadays.
bitch?
Huh?
Did you see the video of the dude that worked at McDonald's, the manager that was calling the employee a bitch?
That's abuse.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's it. In an instance like that,
that's different.
I can understand, okay, that was going too far. She was offended. You were still going. That makes sense. But if I'm talking to, like, if me and Patty talking, I'm like, bitch, guess what happened? And she don't find it offensive, but you walk past and you're like, I am so offended.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's like, man,
I don't like
your
that.
goddamn
Exactly,
business.
because that's the main thing, though. It's like, mind your business. And if you're going to put yourself in the business, like I said, at least go and talk to the person that you heard said it straight up and be like, what you talking about? Like, what did you saying? Like,
or like be like, hey,
like, what's
can you
going
not
on?
do that in the office? Oh, okay.
Or just be like, can, you know, can y'all not say that around me? You feel me? There's a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's just how you react to things. Because like I said, it's like, I don't like that. And I guess, and it's an understanding I don't like that. It may not be a spoken thing, but you could just tell, you know what I'm saying? And people know, like, if you're smart, you know who you can play with like a certain way and who you can't with. And I'm never the one that's trying to, at work, trying to like crack jokes with people that I don't fuck with you like that. Like, if I fuck with you like that, we could crack jokes. It's good. And I even then I have any limit because I don't do the racist shit. Period. Like, so I don't like saying any racial shit. I don't do that at all. I like, you know, I don't like.
Because I feel like they get to tap dancing on disrespect and it's gonna go too far.
Exactly. And that's what I say about having the foresight, like how you were saying, to know that if I play this game, that it has the potential to be something more, said something else that I might not like, or potential for me to say something back because I felt like they said something back to me that they might not like. Like, before we even open that fucking door and walk through it, I'm not even gonna do it. So it's all a choice, you know what I mean? And
I just think people should learn that.
No, you mind your business is the real fucking thing they should do.
Yeah.
Just mind your business and you'll be a lot happier in life. You don't have to be involved in everything and everything doesn't surround you and you ain't got to know everything and you ain't got to take everything personal. Because I'm the type of person I can be like, motherfucker, somebody could walk in the room and be like, motherfuckers is bitches, motherfuckers ain't shit. Some people might get offended by that, but I'm the one where like, yo, you ain't talking to me.
I know
you ain't saying my name, and you definitely not looking at me when you're saying this shit. So you're not talking to me. So you could go in here and rant and rave and say all the shit you want about anything, as long as you're not directing it to me or involving me to me. And it depends on the situation too. Like if a motherfucker's in front of somebody or if a motherfucker's a cop caller, I don't even want to entertain that. Like, I'm not. You say what you gotta say because I know you're not really about that shit. So say what you gotta say.
I have a question
because I'll sock your ass in your fucking head, and then everybody's gonna be in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
I always have these moral, ethical questions.
Oh Lord.
Yes. So, get deep, Patty. Come on, go on.
So like, I feel you on mind your motherfucking business.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I definitely feel like that. What if it's in a situation? Again, this is like morally, just ethically. Where it's like somebody is sexually harassing somebody, but not quite. Like they walk by and they just like comment on somebody's outfit or something like that. And the person
what kind of comment are we talking about?
Because
if you walk by and I say, bro, your Jordans are fucking tight, or hey, or I like your shoes, homegirl, like
definitely sexual undertones or innuendo.
Or you cut your hair, I like your haircut.
But what if the person who's receiving those comments, they're not necessarily like reciprocating, but they don't say anything? What if they're like more timid in a sense or not, and they're just like not saying anything when this person says that to them? Do you then step in because you feel like that person can't defend themselves?
So
no.
Again, morally,
the first
ethically,
question is, why can't they defend themselves?
What if they're just not that type of person? What if
then
they're
that
insecure?
Means you don't
what
want
if
to defend yourself?
et cetera?
That's a choice.
I'm gonna say like this. Look, no. The reason why I'm saying is the way I look at something like that is like this, okay? I know what you're saying.
Like, I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying, like, at that point, that's when you play
I know
it
what
kind
you're
of by
saying.
ear, right?
I know
like,
what you're saying. You gotta watch this. I'm an
Because you're like,
observer.
they wanted that, but then another time you're like, they don't seem like they like that.
Yo,
like,
I'm an
don't-
observant person, and this is my thing. Like, I'm an observant person, so I'm gonna watch. I'm very good at watching body language and how people react to stuff.
So you're gonna play it by ear. You're gonna.
I'm gonna play it by case because somebody. At the same time, I don't know
You
what that.
what I'm saying?
I don't know what that person feels.
Exactly.
So I don't know if she is taking it that way or not. I don't know unless she vocalizes it and says it, or just totally makes a gesture that you know she's not feeling that. So I'm not gonna sit there and obligate myself to jump into someone. Well, maybe she's timid, but maybe she likes that, or maybe she's timid, but she just looks at it like he's just a fucking goofball, like, and keeps it moving.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna sit there and do nothing for her now. But if I see somebody constantly doing that to a female and she's not reciprocating it and she's looking crazy, you know, I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna step in and be like, bro, stop talking to her, bro. Like, she not, but it has to be overt. It can't be like I'm coming in there, dun dun dun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With your cape.
Like, yeah, like, how do you feel? Like, nah.
The minding your
no.
business.
I think to me,
That's the minding my.
I would ask is,
You'd ask the person who's.
I would talk to the person because
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Receiving
I
the
have
comments.
been in a situation. I used to be like that. I used to have that Captain Save a Hoe kind of mentality, where I used to feel like people would pick on people. Because I used to be that person where people was picking on me, and depending on the circumstance, I wouldn't say nothing. But I've always had amazing people around me where they'd check the shit out of you. And I'd be like, I don't know if I should say something, but I've always been hella loud, so I'm not going to not say something, but then I'm going to say something. It used to get complicated. But the first thing would be to pull that person to the side.
That's what I'm saying.
And have a conversation with them and see how they feel.
Yeah.
Because it may be like, in a situation where, like, let's say I like a guy and we are at work.
Tarantula.
If I like him, I may actually like his passes. And I'm a
Right.
lot more
That's
submissive
what I'm
than people
saying.
give me credit for. A lot of people think I'm just this hard ass, like, I want to be.
Aggressive,
Yeah, I'm really not.
abrasive.
Like,
that's
if I
why I say
actually
that.
like you, I'm super, like, submissive and I kiki at that shit.
But that's
if
why I
I
say
genuinely
that.
don't like you, I'm probably going to let you know. But I do feel like it's important to talk to that person and confirm that they feel uncomfortable. I think it's unfair for anybody to try to read somebody's body language, especially of a person you really don't know, and make the assumption that
make the
they
decision
feel
for
some
them,
kind of
exactly.
way, and comment based off of how you feel that they may feel. That's not the truth, and you don't know how they feel about that. And then they may
Exactly.
start looking at you like, this
And then when you're at work, you also, there's so many
And that's
things.
where it comes in, like, you need to mind your business. Like,
Exactly.
So that's why
And
I
that's
said
what I'm saying.
I agree
And
with
that's
you.
why I
I feel
wanted
like
to
it's a
kinda-
case by case basis.
It's a
I gotta
case by
know
case
like
basis.
the situation,
And
and
you-
also the other
It
thing.
could be fucking. We don't know. I don't know their business. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
listen.
And then she could just act like that at work, just a
Because I
front.
sure know. I know
She know.
somebody.
I don't
who-
know her business, but she know the business.
Well, I know somebody who had a baby and they conceived their baby in the backseat at work. But that person pretends like they are very like timid and shy, and they don't. And I'm like, what?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. The most timid and shy ones are the freakiest ones. 'Cause they totally left field with it, and it's just your
Hold on,
pimp.
don't be saying that because
let me talk that pimp in.
I'm not timid or shy.
I mean, I'm not saying that there ain't no other freaks out there. I'm just saying that some of the most freakiest ones is up there. You know what I'm saying? Act like they ain't no freak. Act like they don't suck dick.
Where
You
did
know
this
what I'm
voice
saying? You know
come
what I'm
from?
saying? This is my
like a
inner
character.
This is my inner pimp child. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure shit out. You know what I mean? This is what talks to me when I'm talking.
This is
out
one
there,
of
you know?
his
That's that pimping play.
alternative personality.
Don't forget, we forgot to get the best pimp line from everybody last week. So this week the week before. I need your best pimp line. You know what I'm saying?
Why
Just
is
because I
that
want to see what
thing?
kind of pimp you are. Are you a soft pimp? You feel me? Are you a not so strict pimp? What kind of pimp are you? You know what I'm saying? Your best pimp line is gonna tell everything about you that I need to know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a pimp.
But look,
If
that's
I'ma
neither
be
here
a
nor
pimp, I'm
there.
gonna be the type of pimp that I won't. You gonna have to grab
That's
me
crazy.
by my neck.
And
slam
then
me
I
to
started
the
pimping
wall.
myself. I was my first worker. It was me. I pimped me. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I realized that I could do it, so I put other bitches to do it too. You know
I
what I mean?
said, if I can convince myself into doing this
Fucking
shit,
Christ, I got that.
I can convince other people.
You know,
I can do it. You can do it.
I mean, that's the mentality. But look, okay, so that's what's up. I'm not even gonna ask how people's weekend is, cause I'm assuming that everybody had a great weekend, or you wouldn't be here. You know, a great week, excuse me. You know what I mean?
Again, it's the weekend. What's the weekend?
I mean, shit, something like that. I mean, when you work, what is a weekend, really? You know what I'm saying?
it's time.
It's just a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't much.
I work on the weekends.
Okay, now, you know what I mean? I work on a week, working on the weekends as usual. So look, I wanted to, we're going to go ahead and jump into the here and now. And this is the part of the podcast where we talk about current events and give our little perspective on it, you know what I mean? By no means are we ever saying that we're experts. We're just saying that, you know, I'm just saying though. That's what we saying basically. And if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying, you can hit fast forward now. And if you like it, man, fuck with us though. But we here. So, and what we got? Okay, so look, I know everybody here. If you didn't watch the full versus battle, you kind of got the highlights, kind of like if you know the highlights from the playoffs or anything else. And what was your take on the versus battle between the Locks and Dipset?
Jadakiss was the star.
Yes, I agree with that.
Hey, you know what? I actually forgot how, and this is no shade to nobody, but in real life, I forgot that we used to have lyricists.
Really?
Yes, like I feel like lyrically.
Is this New York Ann or is this Cali Ann talking? It's New York Ann talking right now.
That's
New York
East
Ann
Coast.
right now. Yes, that's right. Go ahead, represent them.
No, but I really do feel like there's people on the West Coast, but there's people everywhere. But lyrically, honestly, watching that just reminded me the reason why I fell in love with rap was because lyrically y'all was saying something and y'all was making sense and y'all was hitting points. But not only that, y'all was doing it so eloquently that it made sense to be an educated street motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, and that
you were
shit
like
was
a walking contradiction.
Yes, it's like you looking at me and yes, I may have my pistol, I may be out here with the shit, I may be whatever, but I still read this book and guess what? I can eat your ass up with my words.
And I'm still very
like,
poetic.
That was so beautiful. I was like,
work
oh
with
my
words.
god.
Totally agree.
It kind of took me back to that day where I used to like write like Anne Hart Jadakiss on my back.
Oh, you used to like Jadakiss like that, huh?
I used to think he was so cute. Now I'm just like, he's still cute though. I ain't gonna lie. He's just a little short for my liking. But
back when
he can still get it.
back when Ann wore Timbo boots and big hoodies and shit.
Hey, no, I real deal.
Carried a straight razor in her pocket.
Timbs. I'm about to go get my shorts and I'm about to wear my hoodie so I can be half Cali, half New York. I want both of y'all to understand. I love y'all all.
That's right.
For real.
Okay, so we got a Jadakiss fan in the building. I think that shit was cool. Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was a good thing. To me, it reminded me a few things. One, of how much of a veteran performer the Locks are, especially Jada, just because it's like, yo, like for those people that I think that when the new generation sees all these artists, not on verses, but just sees them in the back fade of music, rap, hip hop, doing what they're doing their moves, still very much relevant, but they probably question why, because they're not at the forefront of what the younger generation watches.
Right.
I feel like when they see the verses, they get to see why these guys have longevity and why they're legends and why they should be, you know, they should be worthy of, at the very least, you know, an acknowledgement.
Why
you know,
need to respect
an acknowledgement.
Well, they seen them in action. Like, it's not the same. Like, it's just like us, like with some of our parents' artists. Like, you see them going crazy for them and you didn't get it, and then when you see them in concert or you see them live, you see how they in action, you're like, oh, like, yes. You don't understand the impact until you see. It's like Prince. Like, if you don't know Prince and you're not familiar with Prince, you ain't gonna really understand Prince. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not the same as a fan who was there. Yeah. Like, the fans who were there, oh, they love Prince. Like,
and
it's
you know
crazy
why?
Because they seen him in his prime,
right.
like you were saying, in the forefront, in action. Like,
and
that's kind of, so now they got to kind of see that again. They got to taste it. Oh,
but
this is why they is who they are.
Performance-wise, have you watched recent performances of younger artists?
Yeah.
And you kind of be up there and you're like, I just
there
watch
are
it
some
on
good
YouTube.
ones, but
there's a few.
But there's a lot of watered down stuff.
But a lot of them are not performers.
No, they're just popular.
Yeah, you just popular. You got on like Instagram or TikTok, got popular, whatever. But when you start going and seeing people that have had
actually talented,
the actual coaching to go on stage and command the presence of the entire crowd. Yeah. Like, that is a beautiful thing. Like, I feel like Locks and Dipset, both of y'all did a good job. Granted, Jadakiss, that's my boo.
He stole the show for sure.
I'm just want to throw
he
that
stole
out
the
there.
show.
But also, Cameron, you can get it too. Boom.
Anyways.
Boom. I do feel like there was a certain level of like attention that you used to command from the stage. Like I recently saw something where I think her name is Hello Kitty or Combat Kitty, whatever her name is. She got on stage. She got a fat ass. Nobody was paying attention to her. French Montana brought her out. He wasn't even paying attention to her. But then when you watch the verses and you see how their energy together, in Lots and Dipset, they going back and forth. They actually able to show that they actually deserve the longevity. They are making sure that everybody is paying attention. In fact, the fact that Jadakiss was able to quiet the crowd and get everybody to listen, because everybody was talking. When you command that level of attention, bruh,
that's dope.
See,
that's
and to give you a different perspective, I don't really like look at the new generation as different, because for every whack artist out there, just like when our generation music was up, there's a whack artist out there, and there's a great artist out there. There's a lot of them too. It's just a different, obviously a different flavor. What I think that the best part about this whole situation is that these younger artists, which a lot of them do respect the generations before them, because they've met them and they do run into them a lot. There's a lot of them. It's just we don't see it as much because that's not what sells.
That's not their popular songs. That's not their popular image.
And not only that, but it's not just like it's just like everything else. The popular shit is when you see the negativity, and when you see somebody criticize an older artist, or you see an older artist criticize a younger artist. That's what gets the attention.
They're criticizing the young folks.
Exactly. That's what I said. An older artist or a younger artist, whatever.
Who came before you, etc.
Exactly. So for me, I think it's dope because it shows the new artists that there is longevity for you if you do it right and if you learn the fundamentals. And part of the fundamentals is showmanship, stage presence, command of the audience. Those are fundamentals of hip hop, right? But those are also fundamentals of any great artist.
Right.
So to see somebody, to me, like, I look at it like, because I like the new stuff and I like the older generation because I grew up on that. I look at it and it's just like, it makes me proud because it shows the young cats that it shows them longevity, because this new generation, everything is in and out fast. Throw it away. He's done. Who's the next person? It's like that. It's like for the artists that are really doing their shit and they're really making their noise, eventually it's going to be one day where it's your generation, your listeners getting to where we're at. And they're going to be looking at you the same way, like, yo, that's my shit. And hopefully that they took something from the generation before them to give them that honest, really live, dope performance, to be able to give them a show, command of the audience. I'm a 90s baby. I'm an 80s baby raised in the 90s, so I love all that shit. To me, I love bars. All my music and everything else like that. I always like to put a lot of thought into what I'm saying. So if you're listening for that, you will hear things in there that you might understand and you might not, but it'll make sense to the person depending on how they perceive it. But I think it was a good thing. It's a great thing for music, period. Hip hop is old enough now to where we have generations that are still, because like these shows, like a lot of these shows are getting sold out for stuff like, what was it? What's the not the Social Deaf show, but like the one with all the
Social Deaf was.
But the
Millennium was.
The Millennial tour. That's what I was talking about, though.
Man,
so those things are selling out, popping. They're still showing that there's still a thing because it's generational now. Before hip hop started in the 80s, in the late 70s, early 80s, and carried off into where it got a major platform and it got on. And it was respected as, a art form, which before it wasn't taken seriously, obviously, right? So, now it's generational. We're growing just like society is growing with the internet. We're growing with hip hop too, and that's why hip hop is changing and it's foreign to some of us. That doesn't mean that there's not something out there for us, because a lot of our artists that we grew up with are still putting out really good albums and songs. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that says, that complains about the new music and why certain artists aren't on top, that just means that there's not enough people supporting them like they support these young youngsters. You feel me?
I definitely feel like.
So if you're not supporting music, and complaining, I want to hear it.
But sometimes I think the attention span of the younger generation is so short.
Yes.
They are listening for a catchy beat or a catchy phrase and not an overall good song. Mm-hmm. Like, remember, songs used to actually be like 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah. Now they down to like, what, 2:19?
Yeah. I think you only get songs like that on albums now, and I think really only people do albums now when they're more established.
Right.
Because really, like right now, unfortunately, that is the motto. It's like you need a hit. You need a hit. You need something that's going to go viral. And then once you have that attention, because if you listen to these artists that like go viral and stuff like that, when you get their first official album, whether it's like on a label or something, they have some introspective shit on there. They have more shit than just like singles and things that are made for the radio.
Like you got to tell people you. It's almost like society is telling people you have to do a gimmick to get big.
Oh,
because
like, it is.
You know that
like
one
that
guy.
That's
what's
exactly
the guy
what
from,
they're telling me.
Like
is he from
show
Pittsburgh or
business in a
Antioch?
sense.
Simba. Have you heard of Simba?
I don't know.
So I know he's definitely from
he's
this
dope.
area, and he's super dope. Lyrically, he is really good. I don't feel like he's getting the level of attention that I feel like he rightfully deserved. But I question if that's because lyrically his music has an actual noise that actually is sending a message. Whereas you'll get somebody else that they'll be like popcorn, bubblegum, boop, and you'll be like, oh my God, I love that song. And you're like, what?
It's because, look, for mainstream, that's what they want. That's what sells records. That's what they want. It is horrible. But see, the thing is with like an artist with like Simba.
It's always been like that, and that's kind of like the music industry.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's always been like that. But see, that's what I'm saying with artists like Simba that have a message and it really could be the next great on top of the game. We have to do our part by supporting them, downloading his album, running his numbers on, sharing it, really using them when you know in everyday life, like how you when you do a selfie, you drop this song on there and it's this song, shit like that. You got to make it a culture. Like the people dictate what is good and what is not. Now that doesn't mean that they dictate what is on pop charts and what is not. They do in a certain sense. But that's because only the record companies give them like a smaller sample size. Like here, out of these songs that we think are smashes, we're gonna release to the radio, and we're gonna push market on different things.
Things now
that are blowing up. Exactly. So my thing is that you.
I think it's a little bit of both. So where like people have a choice, like
people
everybody
always
has
got a
like
choice.
a niche, and like now they can like kind of find their tribe and things like that, and.
Yeah. Speaking of live performances,
you're
right. Yeah, it's so much now. There's a choice out there for everyone. I don't ever want to hear nothing about the radio because the radio
the whole label
don't dictate everything.
That's like facts dated.
The radio is just one channel now in a bunch of channels. You go to Spotify, you go Apple Music, you go YouTube, you go to SoundCloud, you go all these motherfucking places and find out what's really out there.
And I think that's like another reason why kind of people aren't blowing up, so to speak, as they used to, because things are kind of now like more dispersed. The attention
I think,
but there are people who still like blow up that have like that longevity.
I think it's the labels, to be real.
Really,
I think it's the labels, to be honest, because the
like,
labels are.
Everybody's, like I said, there's so much to choose from that now it's not centralized.
But
you understand something though. When we're talking about,
it's infinite.
But look, when we're talking about the radio mainstream appeal and play and key markets and placement on things that is going to get you maximum exposure, like tours and shit like that, that's only reserved for anybody that goes through these big labels though. Regardless, because to get to that, because they control it.
So you do the independent for the most
part.
So
you do that. No. What I'm saying is there's a lot of dope artists. What I'm saying is there's a lot of dope artists and a lot of fucking people that got their independent hype and doing it on their own. And they have to literally create enough of a wave and be smart enough to negotiate a deal to where they get that machine, which is,
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? The big record labels, Universal, whichever labels that are the biggest right now that are in control of the major market of music. They have to build themselves up big enough to where they can negotiate a partnership, because you still need them in order to cross over to that main distribution and those placements and that regular record spinning across the nation and all that shit is it's a system, you know what I mean? So by design. But look, let's keep it moving though.
What goes wrong with this algorithm?
Let's keep it moving. With that's a whole nother can of worms right there. The algorithm and how they do things, the algorithm is basically so that they know now you have to pay to play. Before it was like anybody, it was wide open. Anybody could go viral for any little thing. But I'm even talking
about exposure. You get exposed based off of the algorithm. What are you paying attention to?
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like the thing is like, okay, since we talked about it, we're not going to move on. We're going to have to break it down real quick. See, the algorithm is based on things like this. The algorithm has a certain criteria that you must meet in order for them to show and expose your content to more viewers. Now, I know a lot of times you post stuff and you wonder why I have 2,000 fucking followers. Why am I only getting 10 likes? That's because in the first 2 minutes, if you don't do a lot of numbers, the algorithm doesn't push it out and put it in other people's feeds. It ain't like how when Instagram first started, it was real time. So if you post it, everybody that's watching at that time will see it. And if not, they'll see it eventually. And it goes by real time. It ain't like that no more. They only show it to 10% of your followership. And if that 10% responds right away and clicks and likes it, then they start pushing it down the pipeline more. And that's how the algorithm works.
You see how that's bullshit?
It is bullshit.
I guarantee if I paid y'all some money, y'all would still make sure you push it.
Exactly. But that's why. Because we talked about it before. The reason why they implemented that shit is because they were like, these people are getting rich off our platform and we're not really getting much of it, money or revenue from it, besides, just the regular advertisement for commercials.
Right.
So they're like, these motherfuckers is becoming millionaires and multimillionaires off our platform, and what do we get? Probably not even a percentage of their income. So they're like, okay, we do the algorithm. Now we could sell you paid advertisement, and I know you're not market this, promote this on Instagram. So now they could charge you a fee to do what they normally would have did for free and push it out there. So that's why that is what it is. Look, we're going to keep it moving. It's the No Vibe Podcast, and we're going to jump into the here and now. And, this is part, like I said, no, we are in the here and now, right? That's how you know I'm high, for real, because I be forgetting. So, look, we're going to keep it moving. We got another topic besides that. I think we beat that shit to death, so we're just going to keep going. Basically, I just want to get your opinion on this. You already know. We already did it earlier, you know what I'm saying? But the gun-toting couple that went viral last year for pulling guns on protesters in Missouri got pardoned by Governor Mike Parson. That's the governor of Missouri. I guess they got pardoned because they got sentenced to a harsh misdemeanor, and the governor felt that it was the need to exercise his power out of all the things that he could be doing with his time. You know what I'm saying? To give these folks a pardon. Now, I never even got a pardon from a traffic ticket.
Facts.
So I don't know how you feel about that. I just bring this up.
Why do you give a fuck? That's really my question. Of all the things that the governor should be focused on in the state of Missouri, is it Missouri where they having water issues too? Or that's Michigan?
That's Michigan.
Okay. So I don't know exactly everything that's going on in Missouri, but I'm certain that they have other issues.
That they could
so if you have all these things that you should be worried about, you should be making sure that this, like, to me, him pardoning them is basically a slap in the face to every other citizen out there. So everybody else, anybody that is either a support of the movement or is of any other ethnicity, you are disrespecting them. And the reason why I say that is because you pardoned two people who actually pulled out assault rifles. Those weren't just like little handguns. Those were assault rifles.
Well, it was one of each, but yeah, it's still assault rifle.
My point is you pulled out
a variety of weapons.
A variety of weapons on individuals who were walking past your house. They didn't touch your property. They didn't go on your property. They didn't make you feel threatened. Facts. They wasn't actually talking to you. They were peacefully protesting down the street. In the street. So that's not even your property. Now, so you can't say they're defending their property. You just mad because there's a whole bunch of people of color that is walking down the damn street and you pull out guns on them. So to me, the governor is basically saying, fuck the rest of y'all. We gotta throw up the W. That's how I see it.
So check it out. In my opinion, when it comes to that type of shit, is like this. First of all, that should be obvious already. We know already. But it's a slap in the... I agree with you. It's a slap in the face, but not just to people that actually the protest and the whole, obviously the inequality of the whole situation. It doesn't just pertain to us. It's a slap in the face to anybody that believes that this so-called America is an equal and fair country. Whether you're right, left, middle, whatever. If you really believe in the idea that the United States is everything that they stand for, this is a slap in the face to you, all you red-blooded fucking gun-toting Americans and everybody else that believes in this country so much. It's a slap in the face to you because it shows blatant favoritism.
Exactly.
A felony, I get it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're like, okay, that would have been too harsh for them, whatever. it doesn't really fucking matter because it's still, we already know what the situation is. But you're telling me that the governor spent taxpayer money taking his time out because whenever he's working, he's on the taxpayer's dollar.
Right.
He took enough time to go and fucking pardon, sign papers, have it, whatever it is that it takes to pardon 2 people from a misdemeanor. What is a misdemeanor, bro?
You know what else?
A misdemeanor is like in a couple of years you won't even be a misdemeanor no more. It'll be like
it won't even count.
It won't even
count.
count.
Your record.
Exactly. So,
but more importantly, you know what else? That's a slap in the face too. I want every law enforcement officer, everybody who supports the judicial system, every fucking judge. I want you to take that as a slap in the face too, because you got to remember whatever the charges that they brought up. Even though it was only a misdemeanor, you basically saying, bitch, fuck you. That misdemeanor, they don't deserve that. So you're telling the judge or who at the district attorneys, whoever, you're telling them that they're doing too much. So they don't know how to do their job.
Yeah, no, I get it totally. And like I said, it's just, but we're not going to point out the obvious. Everybody could put 2 and 2 together if you really know what time it is when it comes to that. We are going to go ahead and do a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. It's the Non-Vibe Podcast. All right, so we're back. Non-Vibe Podcast, Season 2, The Level Up, Episode 45. And Patty had to go, you know what I'm saying? She had shit to do. She's Pat Man, you know what I'm saying? She's out there, you know, crime stopping.
Her already.
And Patty's hilarious, yo. Like, that's my homie for real. Like, for everybody out there listening, it's like, yo, she's the producer on the show because she was one of the few people that believed in me enough to offer me her time. Like, I'll help. What do you need me to do? Like, you might not think that's much, but that's a lot.
No, that is a
lot. Because it's hard to get people. Go move into a new house and find how many people you could ask and you could holler at and tell them that shit and see how many people will hit you back. It'll probably only be a couple. You feel me? Maybe if you're lucky, maybe 2. You know, and tell them, hey, I need your help. So, you know, that's why she's producer Patty. She learned everything on the go with me, you know? She learned everything on the go. She knows how to record.
Quality that well, I haven't known her for that long, but that I already like feel. In addition to the fact that I feel like she hella funny, like and we.
She's hilarious, by the way.
But she gives off this level of loyalty that you don't find in average people. Like she seems like if she fuck with you, she fuck with you the long way.
Yeah.
But when she don't fuck with you, you don't have to question it. She just ain't gonna fuck with you.
Totally.
But her
Patty.
level of loyalty seems like it's superior to most that I'm like, oh my God, I love
Patty's
her.
the type of person, if she fucks with you, she fucks with you, and you gotta fuck that up. That's how she is. If you gotta be the one to fuck it up, it can't be nobody else to fuck it up for you. It can't be that's why I fuck with Patty so much though, because she's real as fuck. And I think the real reason why we have a lot of good chemistry on the podcast, and it's because she's not. She comes from where I come from, but she's not afraid to call me on my bullshit, and not only that. She's also like hilarious. You do what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's like and that's all honesty. To call somebody on their bullshit or to laugh at she's from where I'm from, but she don't agree on everything how I see things and outlooks on life. Like how I feel like it's a lot of different shit that contradicts just who we are as people, but she still fuck with me like that because she knows you think like that, but I'm not like that. You know what I mean? So she has her own. She's very strong. So I like that.
I love that.
Yeah, and she's very vital to what I do in the podcast. I told her
throw a party and invite you and Patty. That way we can have like right now. I feel like now I will say you are one of very few people that I feel like I respect you from a business level. I've sat in the background and watched you enough to where I'm like, oh my God, like he really actually moving mean in these streets. You gotta watch because he is moving. I didn't realize Patty was just as dope as you. Yeah. Now I feel like you gave me Patty, which means I have to love you because now I want Patty. Like,
hey, no. Hold on a second, because I went through the same shit with my old lady. Like, look. You can meet Patty. Y'all could be friends. I'm not hating on that, but just remember that's my friend though.
Right.
Don't forget. Like, don't cut me out. Like, hold on.
We're not cutting you out, but we're just gonna have a different dynamic. You know so we gonna like vibe on a different level.
It's good. I think like good people attract good people, and they also attract asshole people. The hard part is to try to differentiate who is what before it's too late.
Facts.
So, you know, like I said, Patty's dope. My girl gets along with her very well. My girl gets along with you,
girl is hella cool though.
That's what I'm saying. She gets along. She's cool, but she's all vibes. So if your vibe is right and you're a good person, it's like, and she knows how I am. Like, I'm a guarded and a closed off person, so I'm not finna just let anybody and everybody around my circle. I love giving people opportunities, and I love cutting people in on shit if you down to push like I'm pushing. Right. But if you're liability, then I can't cut you in on nothing. So don't, you know. But my thing is that my girl and me, we click really well. So if I feel it, I know I could. If I don't feel like there's somebody I could bring around her, but I still click with it, then I won't bring her around. You feel what I'm saying? Because for whatever reason. But if I click with this person and I'm like, yo, my girl can meet him, I know it's cool, it's good. My girl's super cool. My girl is the most.
That's that intuition.
My girl is the most secure fucking female I've ever been with in my fucking life, and it's kind of scary.
And she's so pretty.
She's fucking. She's
fucking gorgeous. I looked at her and was like, oh my god. She's like a Polly Pocket. I could take her home.
No. Hold on, we go.
Not like that. Not like that. Not like that.
No, but I get what you're saying.
No, but she's hella pretty. I'm like, ooh, I can't wait. When she dressed up, I bet she a baddie. On my yams and shit. Now, I will tell you this. Most people don't know this about me, but, well,
you like
my close
like
friends know. No, I don't. Okay, but I realize when I drink, I'm like a barsexual. Like, I've never hated on bitches. I feel like if you are a beautiful woman, I can see you for a beautiful woman. I will tell you you are beautiful. I don't have a problem. Like, I don't hate on nobody because I feel like at the end of the day, a bitch can't make me feel insecure. That's just what it is because my security is self within.
Okay, I like you.
But I do realize I'm more verbal about any attraction to a woman. I think she's beautiful. I think she got a fat ass. I think she got nice titties. I'm more verbal when I've been drinking.
Oh yeah, that's
where it goes wrong is like if I go somewhere and I've been like flirting with a girl, gave her my number, but she don't call me until the next day. I ain't like, oh my god, why'd you call my phone? You knew that was just at the club. Gross. Damn. And I hang up like, oh my god.
Lead you on. Okay. That's how Annie is, all right? Y'all
better catch me when I'm drinking, because if not,
you better catch her when she's like a Little Caesar's pizza when she's hot and ready. Because if not, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of, I mean, we're gonna get to that too because we're doing stories later on. So Ann got a story for us. So it's hella funny that she's talking this shit because she got a story for us later. So. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about. So we're just going to keep it moving. You know, Cardi B had an interpreter not too long ago on stage.
Oh, with WAP.
And she was doing the WAP, bro. And look, as a man that has no problem with the WAP at all. In fact, I embrace it. And and you know what I'm saying? For all them guys out there, they're like There, you know, like a lot of people be anti this and anti that. Hold on, pause for the shot.
Thank you.
So look, a lot of people be anti this and anti that, right? So a lot of people are like, I can't stand that song. I'm like, why? I don't get me wrong. I'm not running around slapping it, but it doesn't bother me either at the same time. And the reason why it's like, bro, it's like, what do you want? You want to rap about some dry ass pussy? Some stanky ass pussy?
Men that don't understand the song is men that ain't never had that good wet.
Yeah,
if when they fucking it don't sound like they stirring macaroni and cheese, then that means you ain't even getting the best pussy out there. You settling for less. That's not our fault.
You know what I'm saying? There you go. From a first-hand person that owns a vagina. You know what I'm saying? For all you motherfuckers that don't know that already, I mean, what's obvious. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not mad at that at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love that shit. Talk that shit.
But the interpreter, she was too into it. She was like, it looked like when she did the gesture to her mouth, I was like, oh, she
looked like she know what she doing. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. She looked
like she didn't, went down there once, twice.
I wasn't even mad at her. I'm just like, you know what I mean?
She was definitely She questionably kind of stole the show. Like, I'm watching.
No, she did because she went more viral. I think I see more videos of her doing that than of the actual performance.
Exactly. It's like, ooh, oh.
That's right.
Ooh, she eating
stole
that.
The show.
Okay.
She stole. She looked like not only she steals shows, but she steals souls out there. So, you know what I mean? The way she was doing what she was doing. So shout out to her. I brought it up on the here and now just because I wanted to. I mean. You gotta shout that out, you know what I mean?
That was a beautiful sight.
That was a beautiful thing, and you know what? We love art at the No Invite podcast.
Absolutely.
So we make sure that we celebrate the art and the culture, and apparently she's celebrating the technique. So we gotta be can't be mad at that.
It's importante.
All right, one more little last thing. T-Pain recently was on Drink Champs and he was talking about the idea behind his song "I'm in Love with a Stripper," and what the inspiration was from that, right?
No.
Okay, so he said it on Drink Champs that the inspiration for that was because he was making fun of his friend, because it was a joke. It was all behind the joke. It wasn't that he was really in love with a stripper. It's his friend was in love with a stripper, and they went to a strip club. And he's listening to his friend talk to the stripper like he fell in love. He's like, oh, I don't even know why you work here. I take care of you, this, that, and the other, and all the other shit. So his friend, he said, fell in love with a stripper. Mm-hmm. And the whole idea for that song came because they were making fun of him.
I feel like on some level people forget that strippers are still humans.
They
still have feelings.
I get
so like
you
making fun of it, but guess what? I bet you the stripper that he fell in love with is blowing his mind every night. What is your bitch doing for you?
No, but you know what? That doesn't mean that she fell in love back. See, the thing I think we're forgetting is like, there's a difference. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but you would make fun of your friend if he's like, we went out to the club and I met this bitch and I'm in love. Thursday the club.
No, I would.
I think I kind of would.
So the only reason why, side note, the only reason why I wouldn't feel that way is because, like, I tell people all the time, I met my husband Christmas Day of 2009. I was married by February 24th of 2010, and I had my son February 23rd of 2011. The first day we met, it was a chemistry thing. It was just a vibe.
You just knew.
When he came to my house, we just never separated after that. It was just kind of like, I'm craving the attention and the conversation from this person. So it may not necessarily be that, like, you can make fun of that person, but you cannot deny a connection.
Nah, hell no, because...
So it doesn't matter if they stripping on a pole, if they standing on a street corner, if your vibe with that person is so strong that it makes you feel like, fuck, I love this person.
I think this story stemmed more from the fact that she was not in love with him and it wasn't mutual.
Ooh,
you dig what I'm saying? So that's a different thing. That's when and see, that's the thing. Like what you're saying is, I totally believe that, because you could meet somebody right away and you just click, everything's right, and it's like, well, what's the point of waiting? Like, you know what I mean? I think we've all done that before.
Was his friend ugly?
So
there's two things. There's two things. Hold on. There's two
ask me
things,
that,
right? There's two things. Potentially three. Okay, maybe three. So it's either his friend is ugly, his friend sexually is not acceptable to any woman, or he's a homosexual. He's really broke.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that, because it could just, you got to remember, like, maybe his fantasy in life is just having a certain type of woman, and he
even
fucking
if
run
that's
into
your family,
that, because it's not really love. We all know it ain't real love. He didn't really love her, but he was just fixated on her.
He might. That's the thing.
But I mean, sometimes that's because that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But there's men that fall in love with the fantasy, and I'm telling you that from personal experiences.
Exactly.
I've had men that
so it's not her; it's the idea of her.
Right.
Exactly.
So I've had men that want to talk to me because they'll always say, "You're super sweet. You're super funny. You're always happy. You have this positive energy. You're this. You're that," and they will literally like the theory of me. But in reality, when it comes to putting in that work, you're not ready to do it. Yeah. But in the meantime, yes, you can fall in love with me. You can buy me cute things. You can propose to me. Give me another engagement ring. I'll take all that. I ain't mad. No, I think she did an amazing job.
I think it's cool that I mean, the way I look at it is like this. It's like, it's cool that the song came from an everyday, ordinary situation. And I don't ever knock nobody if you meet somebody and you hit it off right away. You hit it off right away with that person. You're like, okay.
Show a picture of the friend. Is the friend ugly?
I don't know. I didn't see it on Drink Champs. Like, it wasn't that deep for me. It was more like just the conversation of the whole ideal of it. Like, it was. I was fascinating to me that It was fascinating to me that idea for a hit record came out of an ordinary situation. And like he said, I don't think that, from what he said, it wasn't like she was feeling him like that neither. Now, it could have been, it could not have been. But my thing is that if you fall in love with somebody right away and they don't even fuck with you like that, you might get some bars. You might get some bars from me. Now, if you meet this stripper, because I don't judge neither. So if you meet the stripper and she's everything you ever wanted and y'all get it off and y'all hit it off great, well then shit, I'm happy for you. Because at the end of the day, I want my folks and my people to be happy. I don't want him to be taken advantage of, and I definitely don't want him to be naive and be falling in love with a female that don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, go. You know what I mean? Now you're right now. What you're doing is you're a liability now because you're obviously getting yourself and putting yourself in a bad situation. You know what I mean? By going all out for somebody that ain't gonna go all out for you, trying to be too much and give somebody something. And
I think relationships in a lot of cases are lopsided like that. There's always somebody that's more in love with the person that they are in love with. And I want to go on record as saying, Google, you got me fucked up. Where's the picture of the friend?
But like I said, there's a difference between being in love and sort of in love or involved and just somebody that like, this motherfucker just met me. And that was it. And he's in love.
But what's the difference between him doing that with the stripper and them paying for sugar babies?
I think the difference is it's not mutual. Like I was saying, that's the only difference in the whole situation. Like the lady, they did say the stripper was into him. He was just fascinated and fixated with her. Like, I'll do anything for you.
Okay, truth moment.
Yes.
So, if you could not lose your girl, and let's say she was 100% cool with it, and you had a woman who liked you, and let's say she old, she's got saggy skin, she's not attractive, whatever the case may be. Maybe she got dry pussy, I don't know. But she said, you know what? I like you so much, I will give you $500,000 right now just to take me on a date or just to fuck me. And your girl was cool with it.
I don't know. I mean, for the money, I mean, you know what I'm saying? For the $500,000, that's crazy. But look, the thing is like this.
$500,000 cash.
It's a slippery slope when you walk down that, though, because you could say that she could say that that's not going to bother her, but you won't know until it happens. And the problem is when it happens, there's no going back. So you got to decide for yourself, is it worth that risk going into this that I'm going to lose everything I got?
Oh my God, where? Okay, so she got a diamond in the rough. Where's your brothers or cousins or something? Where's the other niggas like you?
It's you know what I think it's just,
these men be running around here sloppy as fuck when they actually, their mentality is so fucking sloppy, is disrespectful.
Well, once again, what I think and what I believe and what I is different than what other people think and how they view the life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. It all depends. It's like, yeah, you could say it and take the money and all that shit, but you know, you gotta as a person, you gotta think ahead of what's gonna come out from this. What happens from this? So, is that money worth me not having what I have? And if some people, that's what they base their shit on, then that's what they're gonna run with. And I can't say that you're stupid for that neither. I might, if the way I treat it and the way I look at it might be different than the average man. And I might be looked at as stupid, and at the same time, I might look at them for their decision and look at them like that's ridiculous. But what I'm not gonna do is judge anybody because I'm me. I deal with shit. I'm me. I'm not nobody else. I can't be anyone else but myself. So I would deal with things.
But the fact that you even verbalized how
you're trying
it
to
could backfire,
shit that's gonna get me in trouble,
shows
so
the level of love and respect that you have that most men don't even have. They don't even think about that. They'd be like, "Oh my God, my bitch, she gonna be cool with the $500,000." $500,000.
I think it's just you got to give men time. Like there's a everybody listen to me. Check this out though. Every man is growing at a different speed, regardless of what their age is. So, I think that if a woman is looking for a certain thing, she got to catch the man at the right time of his evolution. You know, us as men, we got a whole phase, and we gotta let us get that out there. You feel me?
But
and
that
some
be
of them,
lasting hella long.
Huh?
That be lasting hella long.
Like I said, everybody is different. What do they teach you when you in school? Girls mature faster than boys. They're a little bit smarter than boys at times. A little bit, you know what I'm saying? They get a little bit more older. You know, they look a little different. They grow faster than. It's the thing. Is like this. And when we all fuck up at man, woman, whatever. When we try to pick people and try to think that we could bring them along to think how you think, if they're not already on the same shit that you're on, and not just by saying it, but actually doing it, then there's no way that you're going to ever bring them up to speed that fast. Growth and evolution is something that takes time. And everybody ain't on the same time when it comes to that, no matter what your age is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I said, I can't never speak on somebody else for taking the money because I don't know you asked me that 15, 20 years ago, it might be a different question. It might be a different answer. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on whatever, because the way I look at it with my female is like, if I'm locked in with her and we're doing the right thing, we could make more than $1 million. We could make more than $500,000. You know what I'm saying? If we do it right, if we're locked in and the shit is right and everything how we're supposed to. So what's $500,000? You know, that's like asking you, like, you gonna betray your partner, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you this $500,000. With y'all, you and your folks, your inner circle, y'all have a potential to make multi-millions.
I'm not even the right person to ask that question to, because what I thought was my inner circle, they betray me over dick. Coke dick at that. Dick that don't even get up all the time. So I've learned my inner circle is not what it used to be. So now I'm revamping it. I'm trying to learn a new inner circle. So my inner circle is me and my kids.
Your inner circle, yeah, exactly. And you know what? Sometimes your inner circle ain't the circle that you thought it was. You know, you thought this was your inner circle, but in actuality in life, that wasn't your inner circle. You know, a lot of times we give people position and access to shit that we shouldn't. You know?
I will say I ignored a lot of the signs, but I do feel like, you know what? We gonna have to have a love connection episode one day.
Well, you gonna bring your dude in here?
No, I need to find a dude.
Oh shit! We could do that too. We could do that too. Oh, y'all heard it right now. If you want to see that, if you're a potential suitor for Ann, Hoodie Ann, just remember there's a lot of versions of Ann.
Hold on, they can't be a suitor for Hoodie Ann because Hoodie Ann be on some other shit.
But Hoodie Ann comes with the package though, right? So they gotta be able to handle it all, the whole thing. So if you can't handle her at her Hoodie Ann, you can't handle her at Business Ann and all the other Anns. You know what I'm saying? Freaky Ann and all the other shit that she be talking about. So yeah, we might just have to do that. So look, that was the here and now. We're gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? No Invite Podcast, what we do is we stay with that energy. We stay in your ear like Jada Kiss was all over the motherfucking stage. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he do. The last, they were animal though. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm not mad. Like I said, I had to reference that one more time.
But I forgot that he was so lyrically sound until I actually watched it and was like, I forgot. And on top of that, that nigga is old as fuck, and you see his. Well, you ain't gonna pay attention, but
I'm definitely not. So we can go ahead and keep it moving.
He shows a lot of videos of him working out. His body is
I mean, you're supposed to take care of yourself, I guess, right?
Yeah,
so look,
make me one.
Okay, we're gonna stop the love fest, the Ann love fest against, you know, because we gotta keep it moving. It's not no hate.
Jada Kiss, you could call me.
There you have it. So look. We're going to get into the put you up on game segment of the podcast where we talk that shit. And basically we make our announcements. And I wanted to definitely get into this one because, you know, somebody hated on our show that was supposed to go on yesterday. We record on Sundays. So Saturday.
That was bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, but do you see me? Do I look like I'm pressed or I'm mad?
No.
So look. So
but it's the principle. You got us fucked up.
It is the principle, but see, the thing is, like I said, is what do I direct my energy to? Do I direct my energy to finding out who you are, what you're doing, and getting annoyed? Or do I direct my energy like, okay, so you got me. I'm a pivot. I hope you got the moves. I hope you could keep me step for step because I don't stop. So the show that was supposed to happen August 7th at Dwayne Wiggins' compound got shut down, got postponed because somebody felt that they needed to go to the... make a fuss. They went to the city and they tried to pull some bullshit. Anyways, it don't fucking matter because it ain't no shade. It ain't no shade to whoever did that, whatever. I mean, you're not stopping nothing. Nice. Like I said,
yes, it is
I am being nice. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I don't feel bad for you, but I feel bad for you because if that's what's motivating you in life, that you're mad at what I'm doing and you're not out there doing something for yourself, then go on ahead because you know what? You're just adding fuel to the fire. I'm not the type of person you put pressure on and I give up. So when you do shit to me like that makes me fucking drop my two-step on you. You know what I'm saying? I was just walking regularly. Now, okay, now you want me to pick up the pace? You want me to change the lanes? Okay, I got you. It's nothing. So shout out to the haters. They make us famous and it makes it even more of an anticipation. We have moved it to the last Saturday of August, so don't worry. I'll have more details as they come to me. But just know a hater, you can suck a dick. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck you.
So remember when I was telling you why, like, I admire you?
Yeah.
It's shit like that. Because I noticed there's been a couple things that I've actually seen where I'm like, that should have actually went wrong. And instead of you like folding, it seems like you go harder. And then the few items that I have been to, it seems like when you go harder, you come bigger and better than what initially was written on the flyer. And I'm like, oh, he's not gonna stop. Y'all, like, success is not an option for him, and that is what I actually admire about you, because I feel like I've always said, telling me no is like a jumping off point to start negotiations, but no is not an option for me.
It ain't.
Never. And to me, you embody that same thing. Like, he's not going to stop. You're going to give him. He's so fucking hungry. You're going to give him what he want, however he got to get there.
My business.
And that shit is beautiful.
One of my business philosophies, I guess you could say, is that I never get myself into something that starts and stops with one person.
Facts.
So there's not one person that's going to start or stop what I'm doing. Now, you might derail it. You might try to derail it a little bit. And I don't even mean derail, more like slow it down.
Right.
But it's going to happen. And if it don't happen, it's okay, because we're going to come right back. See, the thing is that a lot of times people get discouraged when things don't go exactly as they plan. They have to understand a few elements when it comes to anything that you're doing in life. First of all, you got to be able to improvise, because just because it don't go down like how you planned it doesn't mean it's not going down.
Right.
Second, just because it's not going down when you want it to go down don't mean it's not going down. You know, everybody's like, well, I'm an artist. It has to be this and that perfect. Look, when it can be like that, it should be like that.
Right.
But when it can't, you cannot start and stop with this, because you're at the mercy of everybody else and anybody else to start and dictate what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So if I let this person, whoever it was, like I said, you can suck a dick, whoever it was that shut down my, that got the fuzz on us, right? Whoever it was that hated that bad, went out their day, you're not stopping nothing. You motivated me more now. So now I'm going to do a few things. Like I said, we're in Vegas. So that's the next thing. August 20th, Circulate record release party. RiBirth Entertainment recording artist Chico Spitz will be dropping his highly anticipated Circulate EP featuring OBB Half, myself, and a whole lot of other people. We got a whole club in Vegas for our disposal, and we are going to make it last. You feel me? Don't give me all my motherfucking Keith Sweat shit. Anyways, that's what we got coming up. Las Vegas, we out there. You know, we feel the love. Las Vegas fucks with us tough. From the Bay to the LV, we out there. And also we got...
That's at the end of the month, right?
That is next week. The 19th, we head out. The 20th, we perform.
Road trip!
I mean, whenever you're ready. I mean, whoever
No,
wanna
I'm
pull
really...
up.
Unfortunately,
we gonna see.
I done already bought tickets for Puerto Rico and for Atlanta.
When are you going?
When? To which one?
To Puerto Rico.
So I'm going to Puerto Rico at the end of September. So it's September 22nd. I'm going to Puerto Rico. But because school has started and there are some questions,
Obviously.
I have to go to Atlanta for school purposes. And I'll be going there not next week, but the following week. Oh my God.
Look, it don't matter if you make it, because you can make it to the...
Oh, no. Pause. Time out. Technical foul. I will be there. First of all, my sister already live in Atlanta. I already got a place where I'm going to stay, and I've already bought my ticket. I will be there. Yeah. I think when you first told me, I just bought the tickets just on some old, okay, I just need to be there. So I will be there, and I will be there with my sister.
Good. Look, so check it out. The one that was supposed to be yesterday in Oakland at the Dwayne Wiggins compound, it got moved to the end of the month. The end of the month, I believe it's the last Saturday of this month. I don't got my calendar in front of me. You probably got it there. So that one there, you for sure. If you want to come to the Vegas one, if y'all could pull up, yep, the 28th, actually. So the 28th, that's when that one is going to be rescheduled, and we're going to have it on private property, so can't nobody call nobody and tell anybody what to do. We doing what the fuck we want to do, and we're going to do it how we want to do it, and we're going to do it all the way to the highest degree, full security, full food, vending, all the good little amenities that you would want to go to do at a show. You could get your drinks, you could get your smoke on, the whole shit. So anyways, yeah, and then the record release party's in Vegas. That's an 18 and up event. So, we're going to be up there. We're going to have, the best of both worlds, basically, I guess. You can bring your little brother, your little cousin, you feel me? That's 18, of course.
Nope.
Huh? But it's
I'm only bringing people that can actually be with the shit.
I'm only bringing people, exactly, me too. I'm only bringing people that's about this business, because at the end of the day, it's a record release for artists on my label, and I want to make sure that we give them the proper push. OBB Half, RiBirth recording artist, will be performing live in the area, in the building that night. Also, 182A, the highly anticipated first full solo album from OBB half will be dropping soon. We're gonna be having a couple updates because we're gonna do sessions and we're gonna do a record release party for him. So, and you already know, you pull up.
And I'll be in the building.
And we're there. So with that being said, do you have anything for the put you up on game segment? Any announcements?
Unfortunately, I don't want to put you up on game anything at all right now. But next week I might.
That's all good shit. That's what it's about. It's just an opportunity for us. You know what I'm saying? They can still follow, and you already know where they can follow you at if they need any of your services. Correct.
Yes.
You know, she waxes vaginas and shit too, which is an art form that I highly respect.
So for those individuals, I don't just wax vaginas. I do testicles and balls too. So
Jesus
if
Christ.
you feel like you want all that hair removed, but you also don't want to have
Hold on, like
razor
how
bumps,
though, like wax? Because
but it's not as bad. Look, you taking it the wrong way, but it's
not peeling. No, not me. I'm just saying in general, bro. I don't know any
the
man.
visual you have in your head is not as bad as that. Just imagine, right? Because you got to think when you're wax. So when you use hard wax,
Jesus
you're waxing
Christ.
only the hair. It touches the skin, but you're not. You hold the balls tight and you put it on there real quick. It's super quick, like. You be done.
Good, bro. I would tell you like this, ladies. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to deal with a little bit of... My balls are going to have a little beard and shit or some 5 o'clock shadow at the very least, though. But I'm not on that fucking, getting my balls waxed and shit because that shit just sound painful. Like I be watching videos of motherfuckers getting their beard and just regular shit waxed and they can't even handle it. You tell me you going to pull some hairs out my balls? You got
But
my
listen, right? So think of it this way, right? If a girl is sucking your dick, do you want, like, your girl, do you want her to be like, when she's sucking your dick, potentially get a straight hair and end up choking on it? No.
I mean, if she got my dick in her mouth, then she's choking on something already. So
right. So why should she have a hair too?
I mean,
no, because choking on a dick and choking on hair is very different. It's a different type of choke. It means that she may
strokes.
not.
Hold on. Before we make this generalization, how do you know that my girl ain't digging that? How you know that having some hair on her throat, she's fucking with that? She likes that
so
shit. Like,
hypothetically,
that shit does it for
if
her.
you have a girl that doesn't like all the extra hair in her throat with the dick, because it makes it so that you can't go down as far as you want to go.
No.
Then you
don't
gotta
be
make
throwing
sure
them with them wives' tails and shit on the dick. Don't be talking about because it's trying to keep us from getting
all
them.
You gotta do is
getting them yams
go on
like that.
Instagram, contact Anasa ANASA _opulent OPLUNENT _ aesthetics AESTHETIC. And I'm telling you, we will get the. Hold on, we'll get all the hair.
Hey, so back to the vagina though.
Even then, do you want to eat a hairy pussy?
I mean, it depends on how hungry I am. Shit, you know what I'm saying? What's my appetite? You know what I mean?
But listen,
sometimes
when the hair
I want to live like I'm in the 80s and shit.
Yes,
You know
but
what
when the hair go down your throat, it's gonna scratch a little bit and it's gonna like tickle your throat.
You know what I'm saying?
That means you may not eat the pussy as long as you would if it was a ball pussy, or if she just had a landing strip.
You can't
so you
say
might
that.
as well.
You don't know what I like. Don't sit here and tell me what I like. You don't know what I like.
What I am saying is anybody who got the money, I clean that shit.
But you're right. No, it's not only that. But it's different strokes for different folks. Although I don't like it, that don't mean people don't like it. Some people like a clean landing strip, you know what I'm saying? So if anybody's out there is looking for that, you know what I'm saying, then you know where to go holler. You know where to go talk to, you know what I'm saying? It's just for me, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. I mean, it does matter, but I mean, I'm not going to, tell y'all all that, you know what I'm saying? But look, that's the here and now. No, not the here and now, excuse me. That's the motherfucker. See, got me fucked up. That's the motherfucking put you up on game segment. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick fucking break. No Invite Podcast. We're going to regroup and we'll be back with the rest of the show. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and get into the main topic. And the main topic is basically when is it time for a parent to cut off their children financially? Now, this topic comes from a recent interview or report where Dr. Dre's daughter came out saying that she's like 38, she's homeless, her kids live with her peoples, and that she hasn't seen no money or no support, no aid from her dad since 2000, I believe, since 2020. We're in 2021 going on 2022. So my thing is that when do you feel that it's the right time to cut off support or cut off a child financially? Because I don't ever think there's ever a right time to cut off your child in any other aspect unless that child is like causing you fucking hurt or you know what I mean, hurting you or
Right.
something like to where like you can't like you'd be stupid to stay type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think that goes back to giving our kids the skills that our parents did not give to us. Like when you we want to give our kids everything that we didn't have. We don't want them to grow up in the hood. We don't want them to have to struggle. But some of that struggling built character, and it put us in a position to where, like, I know for me personally, I moved out at 15. I've slept in a car. I've been homeless. I know what it feel like. So homelessness is not an option. I don't give a fuck what I gotta do. I could go sell some pussy. I could go sell some. I ain't gonna say.
Hopefully, last resort.
It's not gonna get to that point because I don't do stuff like that. But what I'm saying is,
you're just saying that basically
there's no such thing
won't
as
happen.
homelessness. For me.
Yeah. There's
And
no
so,
options for you when it comes to that.
I think at 38, when you feel like you're homeless and you've received no support from your dad, the first question I would have is, what skills did he make sure that you were equipped with to actually go out and be in the real world? Because I'm not going to, first of all, you got kids. And the way my family is set up is once you got a man, they cut ties. Like, ain't no ask me if I could borrow $20. You got a man. You shouldn't be asking me for shit. So that's the first thing. So if you got kids, then that means you fucking somebody, and you should not be fucking a nigga.
But you don't. But you can't always say you just because you fucking somebody don't mean you're gonna stay with them. Though, so.
I'm not saying you're gonna stay with them. I'm saying at the point that you solidify a secured relationship.
Yeah.
My family feels like when you're secure in that relationship, you should secure somebody who is financially sound enough to support you when you are in
especially
need.
if she's gonna get you, if he's gonna get you pregnant and shit like that.
So if you are 38, then what kind of homosexuals are you fucking to where you can't actually fuck yourself into an apartment?
Yeah. And see, the thing is like to give some perspective, right? Because look, I'm gonna tell you like this: it's like you're 38, you got a bunch of kids. Everybody doesn't mature at the same rate. That's fine. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have kids, so you have to do something. You have to be doing something. Like, there's no way you should be homeless unless it's temporary. You know what I mean? There's no way you should be homeless to where you can't have your children with you.
Right.
Like, what you have, you at the very least, you could find a job somewhere doing something to help keep your family together. And that doesn't mean that, okay, maybe they don't live with you because, times are tough, but at least you know what I mean? It's like, come on. At the same time, to give some perspective, I also read in the article that he was taking care of her and that he was giving her money, but she started doing interviews about him. And Dr. Dre obviously is a very private person.
He is.
So she started doing interviews about him around that time, 2019, 2020, and that's why he cut off funding to her.
But to me,
look. Let me finish my thing.
He did her a disservice.
No, I know he did. But also look at it like this, though. She's 38, and think of it like this. It's like, you mean to tell me, like I understand if like he was never in your life type shit, but you mean to tell me that he was taking care of you and giving you money at a certain point in time in your life, and you still fumbled the bag? Like you didn't have a job where I'm gonna work. I got this money coming from my pops. I'm gonna still work, stack my work money, and live off the money that my pops gives me. And at least I'm securing the bag for my kids and my future. And I know that no matter what happens, because no one should ever rely on somebody else that much to where if they go down, it's a wrap. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like, at some point, every child gets to that point where they're like, we're independent, we're doing our own thing. And family's always going to be family, and they're always there if you need them, but it's not your sole reliance.
Right.
So, I don't understand, like I said, if he was giving you money and he was funding your lifestyle at a certain point, and then you started doing interviews and he cut you off for whatever reason, I don't understand how you still fumbled the bag. Like, you should have had something going for yourself, period. You should have had a job where you were saving that money. You should have had something else going on. Fuck if you're with a dude or not or whoever. That don't mean nothing. You should have had something else going on. And it goes back to what you're saying. It's like, as we grow up, we teach our children the things that we didn't get taught, or if we're taught them, we hand it down to them. So you have to be self-reliant. I teach my son how to do a lot of things on his own so that he doesn't have to worry or depend on another female or another person to do these things for him, or to the point where he has to spend money to get them done when he could do them himself. Like I know a lot of people that they hire maids and they don't even need a maid. You live in an apartment, bro, like a two-bedroom apartment. What the fuck you need a maid for? You tell me you can't clean your own fucking house?
They may not know how. I will say this.
My point exactly.
I do definitely feel like, okay, so this was back when I was in foster care. One of the things, so I don't know if you know this, but when I was in foster care, I was in this program called California Youth Connection, or CYC, right? And they focus highly on legislative change for current and former foster youth. One of the legislations that we had passed was for people to actually be in foster care or they have the option to opt into being in foster care or receiving services until they're about, I think, 25 or 26. I got to reread the legislation. But the reason for that is because a person coming out of a 2-parent household typically will, at 18, go off to college for 4 years. When they come back, they still have to live with their parents until they secure a job that can make them financially sufficient. Kids typically don't move out until they're about 25. So it made it so that kids in the foster care system can have that same advantage, to where you can actually still be considered a ward of the court even though you're an adult.
Yes, so it gives you a heads up on life in general, like what you would have if you were in a 1 and 2 or 1-parent family.
So to me, if you are in a position, if I was a Beyonce, if I was a Dr. Dre, yes, I still want my kids to have those same advantages. I still want you to go off to college. I still want you to come home. If you do not want to work, I want you to present me with a business plan that I can fund so that I know that you're still making money for yourself. Where I feel like a lot of people are going wrong is that when you get to a certain statute, you are no longer having the expectations of that hustle mentality that you had to get you there for your children. You feel like they don't have to work for it. So then when they act like they don't have to work for it and they don't really work for it, you are faulting them for not having that same mentality. Sometimes you have to let people fall for them to get to that next level. So to me, she should have been cut off at 30. 38 is far too old. I wouldn't have been giving you shit at 38. At 38, the only thing I would have been giving you is birthday presents, stuff for your kids, or if you have an emergency. Your car broke down, you need some help, I'll give you that. At the age of 30, I'm not giving you not a motherfucking thing.
And see, the thing is like everybody's circumstances are different, and I can't call her circumstances, but like I said, if at any point you were receiving help from your billionaire dad, it's like, come on now, you tell me you ain't got a job? No. You can't get a job.
But why would I get a job when my daddy don't require it?
Exactly. So like I said, once again, her sole source of income was based on depending on someone else. Now, when you're a child, that's the norm. That's what it is. Right. But when you're an adult, you can't do that. You might have, like you said, family might help you out if you get in a jam. Can you help me real quick? I'm good for it. You know, your family's gonna look out for you if they're able to, right? But there's a difference between that and then solely relying on that only. Like, I know I could reach out to some family right now and be like, yo, I'm in a jam real quick. Can you get me to like the end of the month or whatever? You know what I'm saying? And they got me. They know I'm good for it. And they know that I'm not hitting them up every week, every month, every fucking day for something new. Like, I'm not taking advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't know her situation and whatever it is, and I'm a firm believer that my son could stay here with me as long as he needs to, as long as he's doing one or two things. Either you're going to school or you're working. Right. As long as you're doing something, because you're not going to... We're definitely not the Dr. Dre's in this motherfucker, so we're not going to have anybody just sitting around not doing nothing for themselves. My main thing, it goes back to how we say how you raise your kids. You want to teach them self-reliance. You want to teach them how to better themselves. You want to teach them how to make sure that they don't have to depend on people for unnecessary things. Right. You know what I mean?
My rule of thumb in my house is... Well, one, I'm a hover mother. I don't give a fuck. That's who I am.
You're a helicopter mom.
But when my kids move out, I want them to be in a position to purchase. Yeah. renting is like a vicious cycle. I want you to have enough money saved to where if you feel like you want to go buy this condo, you can put $200,000 on that condo and actually purchase it and have yourself a small mortgage payment. Yeah. Like, that's where I want my kids to be. I want my kids to move out of the situation and feel like Akon, he said if he can't buy it 3 times, he don't want it. I want my kids to have that mentality. Yeah. So if they can't purchase that condo 3 times, that means
and
they
work
don't
for
want
it though. It's not like you're saying you want to just you want to have the option, but you also want to implement and teach them the values and the rings, how to get that and how to maintain that. Right. And like you said, yeah, like some people lose touch with their kids and their kids are raised a certain way. And I like I said, I can't knock baby girl, but at the same time, you got me fucked up if you think I'm gonna take care of your ass.
38, you can knock her.
My thing is, like, I'm very proud of my son because he got his first job, and the first thing he did when he got his first paycheck, he said, okay, what bill can I pay? Like,
that's what
he said, and you know what? And I turned him down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just because of that, I turned him down because I told him, I was like, you know what? You help enough around the house, which he does. He's a great kid. He helps out, and he's going to school, and he's working. And nobody told him to go get a job. I told him, like I said, you could do either or. You didn't have to do both. He going to school and he working. He's stacking his money. And the first thing he sat down with me, he said, I want to help. And I was like, you know what? That means more than anything to me in the world right there because it shows that I'm teaching you the right shit, but I don't need you to help. I just need you to keep doing what you're doing.
That is so fucking beautiful. Yeah. That shit just brought a tear to my eye. Like, that means he fully understands not even just the fact that, you know, my dad is doing everything for me, but he loves you enough to where he want to take some of the relief off of you. And that shit is beautiful.
I love my son to death because my son is a real good person. And I like to think I had a hand in doing that and helping with that. He's definitely his own person because he could, if he wanted to, he could have every reason why not to be a good person, and he's still a good person. And, you know, it's just a blessing. I mean, everybody's different, and every situation is different. And like I said, I told my kid from the gate, I was like, yo, just need to go to school or work, one or the other, and you can stay here as long as you need to get on your feet. You know, use me as a jumping point, a jumping off point. You feel me? Instead of just, oh, I'm out here in the wilderness at 18, I got the boot, you know, I got to fend for myself. Nah, save your money, contribute when you can, and most importantly, get educated if that's what you desire. But save your money. Be wise with your money. You got me. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Go save your money. Stack that shit. Build your bank account up. Let's get your credit right. And by the time when you're ready to move, like you said, baby, you know what? You're not going to fucking move to rent. You're moving to buy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just trying to give them an advantage in all the places that I didn't have, that I had to learn later on in life. So it for me, I understand both sides. Like I said, we don't know where she's coming from or what she's been through. Because the firstborns always go through the most, by the way, too. I feel like.
I wouldn't know. I'm not the firstborn. I'm the baby.
I am the middleborn, but speaking from seeing it and just being observant, I feel like the firstborns get the most because and it's like a known like philosophy that people share is like you're learning with the first one. Right. You know what I mean? And the second one, you're a little bit more comfortable because you dig what I'm saying? So. You know, the first ones go through a lot, I feel like. So, I mean, to me, I can't call it, but at the same time, it's like you got me fucked up. If you ain't got nothing else to do, you ain't got nothing else going on. You mean tell me you Dr. Dre? Come on now, like, cause I'm look. If I'm Dr. Dre,
but be honest but think
though,
about 38. Like that's like not this. Hella old to you.
But think about it like this: I'm Dr. Dre. I own multiple businesses and things. You mean to tell me that? I didn't. If he didn't try to put her in position in different places, even if it's starting. If he didn't do it, then he's foul. Then he's foul. But look, if he did do that and exercised all kinds of options for her and it still didn't work, then that's definitely on her.
Then that's definitely, I cut you off with reason and I don't feel bad. I personally feel like at a certain age, regardless of whether you were sheltered or not, at a certain age, you have to learn how to be an adult. Yeah. You have children now. Yeah. You don't want your children to grow up feeling like I would be scared. Right, like even simple stuff like stranger danger, right? Yeah. My kids are young enough to where they know stranger danger. My kids won't, like my daughter, if you walked up to her right now and was like, hi, my name is da-da-da, she before she touch you, acknowledge you, she's going to look back at you. Me. Yeah. So to me, there are certain things you instill in your child. Yeah. And if you didn't instill that in your child, then that's your fault. Yeah. But after a certain age, definitely after 30, It's no longer I should instill it in you. It is you see how everybody else's life is going, right?
Yeah, you're smart enough to be observing around you and be like, yo, I gotta do something different.
And if you don't, then that means you wanted to live like that, and that's not my fault.
And see, the thing is like it's definitely like you teach your kids what you want the best for them, and you teach them how to be treated. You know what I mean? You how to be treated. So when like I said, I don't know the situation for her, but I mean I'm telling you like this. She's 38. She's 38, and he's barely cutting you off. You must have been acting up. You get cut off when you're like young and wild and spending money reckless, and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you're 38 and you
just imagine right now. With the life that you've lived and with the jobs that you've had, imagine if you had somebody paying all your bills until your age right now.
I'd be a millionaire.
Imagine how much money you'd have.
I'd be a millionaire.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'd be a millionaire.
And even that, imagine if you actually had the opportunity for somebody else to pay your bills and they would put you in a financial position to where you could make your own money and make like $200,000-$300,000 a year.
So I'm saying right out the gate.
You're tripping.
I tell my son all the time, it's
Girl,
like, yo, I'm doing so much shit. I was like, son, I just want you to be in the position to where you have options. It ain't like I have to live this kind of life, but this is all I could afford. Or this is the only route I could take. No, I want you to, I do what I do to ensure that I could give you some kind of options so that you could live the life that you truly want to live, not live the life that you're forced to live or that you have to live. And see, to me, that's the real freedom. It's not... It has a lot to do because we're a capitalist society with financial, but it ain't, to me, financial freedom just means freedom in life.
Right.
Because that's the biggest burden on a human is debt and having to have the money to do the simple things in life that they might want to do. Some people want to live big. Some people want to live an average life. Most billionaires that fucking lived that small life and made it all the way to the top, they'll tell you they would rather live a smaller life but still have the bread. You dig what I'm saying? They would rather have a more simpler life, but still be able to have the bread and not complicated with all that, but have the benefits of having the money. So
right.
It's a big thing.
She's tripping.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
anti her.
Yeah. So you pro Dr. Dre then, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At 40, should nobody be shaming me for not taking care of my 40-year-old daughter? Is she sick? Is she mentally disabled?
Yeah, I mean, at 38, 40 years old, it's like, look, like I said, family helps when you need it, whatever that's the case. But there's a difference between just like, yo, I have nothing going on and you are my soul. Because you never know, like, what happens. Dr. Dre had an aneurysm, remember, not too long ago, and he almost passed away. What if his wife at the time was like, we ain't got nothing in place for you kids, your ass out. Now you don't even got nobody to, I mean, you could complain about her, but she ain't obligated nothing to you because that's not her child.
My feeling is...
And you grown.
There's no way in hell that you are Dr. Dre's daughter and he has not provided you with the opportunity to at least gain the knowledge to make some money.
I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you got cut off this late in life, that's not because you weren't doing he wasn't doing what he was supposed to.
Dr. Dre, if you need a new daughter, I got you. I'll be your daughter.
If you need a new son, I got you. And I fuck with the music. What's happening? You know what I mean?
Feel me? Because listen, I'm all for the business and making your money make you some money. Tap in.
Anyways, look, it's the No Invite Podcast. And where can they find you at?
So everybody can find me either on Instagram at divalicious_ego. That is DIVALICIOUS_EGO. Or if you want to actually get any of your esthetician or body sculpting needs taken care of, you can contact me.
Get pussy waxed, your balls waxed if you're a sick motherfucker.
You can contact me at Anasa Opulent Aesthetics. That is ANASA_OPLUENT. _aesthetics AESTHETICS.
Giving vaginas fades since 08.
Listen, I'm making pussies pretty.
And we ain't
all
mad at you for that.
2021.
Like I said, I can't call it and I can't hate on it. You know what I'm saying? The prettier the pussy, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You can insert finish your quote with that. But look, so that's dope. No Invite Podcast. You know, you can find us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast. You could also follow and subscribe. You can follow us there, but you could also subscribe to No Invite Podcast official YouTube channel, RiBirth Media Films. That's RiBirth Media Films with a Z. You could also make sure that you go to all your streaming platforms for podcasts, wherever you like to get your shit. You could go there, subscribe, rate, review. It helps us. It helps us get farther down the road. Now, if you're a hater, I mean, by all means, go on and hate. I mean, you can see that all you're doing is motivating more. I'm really addressing this to all the people that really fuck with us, you know what I'm saying, from coast to coast, all the way to Europe, Asia, Africa, all the places where our streams have been popping up. We see y'all, and we really appreciate y'all. Like I said, writing a rating and a review in those apps that you like to listen to these podcasts in really helps us gain our fellowship and our following, and as well as just to climb the charts and the rankings as far as podcasting go on those platforms, which helps us out because you know we need some money, y'all. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll do this shit for free, which I am, but at the end of the day, the end game is to get a little cash from it, and I'm not trying to charge you cash. I'm just trying to charge somebody cash because this shit is too valuable just to be giving it away, you know?
Somebody needs to pay for this.
You know what I'm saying?